What up? I'm Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Coded Design, where I teach coding and user interface design. This is a new series titled Real Life Application in PHP. Why this series? As I was learning coding from YouTube channels and from books, I always had an interest of seeing a real life application in detail, how it has been constructed, the planning behind the scene, the coding, the interface, the decisions that are being made behind the scene, and everything, even the imperfections and whatsoever, the changes that are being made, and all those things, even the mistakes of a developer and how the developer learned from those mistakes. So upon looking on YouTube channels, I really didn't find a video that really does that for me, that explain everything. Hence I decided to create one. So this is an accounting system. I will demonstrate it, and then in this series I will explain everything, starting from the user interface design, before actually coding it, the coding behind the scene, the techniques, the jQuery, everything. Even you can suggest a certain portion of the project that you really want an explanation on, and then I will explain in that. Also, I will explain all the good programming practices, how I apply them, the solid principle, the try principle, and also the design patterns. So let's get into the demonstration. So when you log in here, you are presented with a first layout, a modern layout of the application. However, if you click here, you can choose a traditional layout of the application. So the application has got two layouts, this one and the modern one. So let's first talk about the modern one. So the modern layout, if you want your menu, this is your menu. So that means you can click here, quickly click here. Then if you want to see in details what are the icons representing, and then you can some sort of expand this menu, the menu with icons, and then you can also hide it as well. However, at the moment, this menu is some sort of limited. It doesn't have sub menus. So if you want sub menus, you must change your layout and use this one. So now let's talk about the welcome screen. The welcome screen has got a chart. This is a chart that has got days of the week, Monday to Saturday, and then in this chart it shows graphs of the invoices that have been made, the sum total of those graphs, and also the person who was making those invoices and the person who was making this code. As I've told you that in this video I want to show you everything. So the current state of the project now is that I'm busy refactoring it. I've written it obviously some time ago, but however it was not like it was not extensible, it was not clean, the code was spaghetti. I used to come back to it and even get lost on what I was trying to do. So now it's in a transition phase. I'm making it cleaner. I'm applying some techniques, architectural design technique, and also design pattern, and also I'm making it rock solid. I'm using the solid principle. So this part, the chart part, it's still working on the old version of it, but on this new refactored version I am not yet done with it. So I will demonstrate it using the old application. So in this old application, this is like how it is. So as you can see that we've got these graphs. Like for instance, if you create, let's say, 3 invoices and the sum total of those invoices is 900 today, then it will show you here. It's more like a dashboard or a snap view of the whole business. As you can see that today this is what has been done, like as in Monday. And then obviously here what I did, I went on my database, and I have changed a date to make it tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Obviously this one is not some sort of a real life, some sort of reflection, because today it's Monday. Now how could you have an, let's say, an invoice that has been done tomorrow? But however, I went to the code, to the database, and I've made some changes so that at least I can have two graphs for demonstration. So basically this chart, you click here, an invoice. If you want to see, let's say it's Friday, you want to see how much money was done Monday and also how much money was done Tuesday. Also the same applies for quotations, how many quotations that were done today. Then you can see that today the only quotations that were done, the sum total, it's 400. They were done by this employee. So you can change employees to see, as you can see, that this employee didn't do any quotation, and also these are the invoices that this employee has done. So this is the chart part of it. This chart, it's not a framework, it's not a library. I've created it from scratch. This is all HTML and CSS. If you might want me to explain in details how I've done this chart, this is just HTML, CSS, and PHP. I can explain in detail. So that was it for this chart. And then from then, you've got your clients, which is in this page. You can add client. It's either it's going to be an individual or it's going to be a company. Then you can add the company details, all the company name and emails, and also the address. And then this is where you save your client. And then this is a list of clients that I already have. And then we have quotation. When you want to make a new quotation, this is a screen for that. So I will explain everything that you are interested in what you see. Let's say you want to know how I've made the table, how I've made whatever. You can just type a comment below and tell me that you are interested specifically on this. Also, this system, I've made sure that I don't use any framework. I try to create everything from scratch, because at the same time as I'm creating it is more important for me to learn as well, so that also you can learn. So the idea here is for me and you to learn together at the same time. Even if you might have some suggestion that I think here you can use this, okay, you can use that, then I will gladly appreciate it. So here, this is a new quotation. So you can choose the customer that you want. You can make some customer notes, and then the conversion signal. As you are creating a code, you can let the person who's going to continue with the code, or the salesperson, know the conversion signal of a code. Maybe it's mild or it's cold. This just tells the salesperson that this person really needs this code. So if you want to make a conversion, you want to add value to the company, call this person and then convert this code to an invoice. And then from then we are done with the customer details. When you want to, let's say it's a new customer, you want to add that customer first, you can just click here to add a customer, and then it will take you to the add customer screen. As you can see, for now I haven't done the pagination of it. So it means that if you click on add customer, this is where it's going to take you. There is no arrow that can take you to where you are from. Maybe it's something that I will introduce in the future, or maybe I might see that it's not necessary. I will have to think about that. And then from then, we were here on the quotation, so you might add whatever client that you want to add. And then now here we get into the actual code. You already have the first row. As you can see that these are the item details. The item itself, you choose it here. Let's say this person is here to do company profile. Here is the description. It tells you that it's a 12-page company profile. It's 761, quantity it's 1, and here it's 0 and it's 0. So what if maybe you want to change something? let me just quickly show you this part. So here, if you want to add a new item, you can just click here, then you can add another item. Let's say A4 color copy. Let's say, as you can see that your total, it's a sum total of all of these items. Then if you want to add the third item, also you click here, and then you put whatever that you want to put, any item that you want to put. As you can see here, it tells you that you already got 3 columns. Then you can highlight some rows that you want, and the idea behind highlighting these rows in the future, this is what I'm thinking. This amount will tell you how much these items cost, the sum total of these items, as compared to, obviously you don't see it here, as compared to the sum total amount that is here. Why would you do that? As I was working in the printing industry for some time as a graphic designer and the production manager, I realized that customers, when they are requesting for quotation, they want to make decision. So sometimes they will tell you, I want a board that is printed double-sided, I want it to be color, and I want it to be laminated. You will tell them that is 20,000. They will say, what if it's not laminated? How much is it gonna be? So in printing industry, that has been a problem, because printing has got a lot of, not necessarily complicated, but calculations that are a mission and a half. So if somebody tells, what if I remove this, you have to go to whatever system that you are using, do a lot of calculations, and then, so the point here is that customers want to make decision, and they make decision in most cases on the price. So if this system could tell me the total price, it's 10,000, but the customer said, what if I buy these 3, then I can be able to just select those 3 or select those 2. Then here, it's the system is supposed to tell me how much only those 2. And also here in this percentage, the idea is that it will tell me the percentage of those 2 items as compared to the original price. Let's say the original price was 10,000, and now these 2, the selected items, are costing like 5,000. Then I can tell the customer that now that you've selected these, now these ones are 50%, there's a 50% different, or they are 50% cheaper. So it helped me as a salesperson, or as the person who's doing the code, to some sort of give more information to the customer, and also it pushes me towards making a deal and closing a sale, because the person want to quickly make changes. So that's the idea behind this. Also, going forward, you can just remove the items that you don't want. Obviously the total is being updated, as you can see. And then when you are done with that, let's just make a code for this guy, and then I'll just write here testing code. I'll just type here testing code. Let's say it's a hot lead, like this guy really want it, and he wants to pay, and he's ready to pay. So let's say he wants at least 3 items, counting, and also he wants another one, let's say whatever. Okay, and then let's save the code. Obviously, as I've told you, that it might happen as I'm busy refactoring, it might happen this function is not properly working at the moment. That means if it's a success, that means everything works. Let's just quickly check. This is code number what? So this is code number 96. Okay, I'm done demonstrating this part. We have created a code. The code number, it's number 96. Let's go to a list of codes and see code number 96. Okay, that is it. This is code number 96. And then as you can see here, this name is not the one that we have chosen here. Let me just quickly show you that. Add new quotation. As you can see that we have chosen this name, but here you might ask yourself, why now do we see a different name? At the moment, the one that you choose there, it's a personal name, and then here it queries a company name. So I just want to quickly correct that confusion. Obviously, as I've told you, that this is work in progress. These are the things that I'm interested to show you, and these are the things that I want you to see. I want you to witness the growth and development and the decisions that I have to make, and the thing that I decide to neglect, and the thing that I decide to continue with. Maybe if you might feel like I have I have dropped an important feature that might make this application maybe different, please let me know. Even if you want to some sort of critique it, just send me an email and say that I think on your application this can be improved, and you can do it differently. That is welcome. And then from there, let's quickly check. We've got that company, and then this was the username created. Okay. What I want to see is what the value is 118. Okay, sorry about that. Let's just quickly add another code, because now I forgot how much was this code. I just want to make sure that this system does what we want it to do. Okay, choose the same person. Oh, the notes can tell us. Sorry about that. Let's just quickly go to the quotation list. The notes can tell us if this is the code that we recently created. Where are the code notes? Here are the code notes. Testing code. I think that is it. But for just proving it once again, let's just choose this one and say I am testing now on the code notes. And then also this one is a cold lead. This guy doesn't want to pay, only one service, and that's it. It's 351. And then we save. Successfully saved. Go to a list of quotation, and then it's supposed to be 97. Okay, this is 97. Obviously it puts the company name. Let's see the code notes. I am testing now. Okay, as you can see that we've created a code. Now what we want to do, we want to generate a PDF version of the code. So if you want to do that, this is what you do on a code. Okay, let me just explain here. As you can see that this column, it's a lifespan of a code, how long this code has been here. So this one has got 31 days, this one has got 32 days, these ones, they've got 0 days. Why this feature or this column? If we talk about accounting, if we talk about business and sales, you want to know how long this code has been here, because the general idea behind any business is to convert the codes to invoices. It really doesn't help to have a lot of quotations that are not being converted. As I've been working in print production for some time, I realized that I saw that most companies, they don't really understand what is an RFQ, a request for quote. They don't really get what a code is for. They just make quotation and they leave them there, and that's it. However, this feature helps you on making money on, or at least getting your salespeople to have something to work on. So maybe you might have a rule that, for instance, this one, after 7 days the code has been here, and then it turns red, so meaning that it tells you that you were supposed to convert this code before at least 7 days. So that's the idea behind this lifespan. And then this is the amount, and then these the agency. As I've told you, that let's say I'm a salesperson, I want to look at what can I do today. So I will just come here and then look at the hot quotation, people who really are interested, when you ask them, maybe when they were here to do a code, when are you planning to do the job, they will say, maybe now I want to compare, or I'm gonna do it next month or next year. That's not hot. But if somebody said that, look, I want to decide now, so I will pay now, I can come to your shop to do this thing. So that means that's a hot lead. So that one is for that. And as I've demonstrated before, that these are the code notes. Maybe the person who's creating a code might have some notes that they want to leave for somebody else, maybe a salesperson or manager or their boss. Then they can make those notes here so that you can see the notes. And then if you want a PDF version of the code, and then you click here. Okay, this was here I was testing. I wanted to see, before I generate or show the PDF, I wanted to see where is this code going to be saved. So this is the file path where the system is going to save the quotation. So after that, I will show you, after the system has displayed the PDF, I will show you this path, that this is where the quotation will be. So here I was just I was checking the system if it does what I want to do. So let's click OK, and then there will be a modal box here, a pop-up that will display the PDF version. Obviously it takes some time at the moment. For now, let me just quickly show you that path. Let me show you that path. Let me quickly show you that path. Okay, meanwhile it's loading the generated document, quotations, PDFs, and then here is that one, go to number 97. So let's quick check here. Okay, it's, yeah, here is it. So here is the quotation, here are the client details, the address, here is the our detail, the company detail, this is code number, this is printed date, this is the date when this document was printed. I'm not sure if this feature is necessary, but for me, if I'm giving you a quotation, I want to know when you are coming back, like for the quotation, let's say you said, okay, fine, I want to pay this quotation, or maybe I'm here to continue to proceed with the quotation. Some companies, they issue quotation, and some companies, they issue a pro forma invoice. Yeah, but in this case, let's say we are issuing out quotation, and then if you accept the quotation, then you will pay, and then we'll generate an invoice. I'm interested, I'm not sure if it's important, I'm interested in knowing when was this quotation printed, because somebody might come maybe and said, okay, I got a quote here, maybe it's 2 years now, or it's after 6 months, and then the terms and condition of our quotation is that it's valid only for 7 days or for 3 months. So at the moment here, I think this will carry more weight if it's here, so that I know when was it printed, when was the paper printed. When we are bringing it back, I must know when was it printed. And then here I think it's the also the date. Yeah, okay, this is the same thing, it continues here, and then this is the code number, and then as you can see, here is my code, the items, the code items, and the total, and that's it. As you can see, at the moment the quotation doesn't have the banking details. These are the things that I'm gonna develop with you, show you how am I gonna do it, and everything. Okay, so I just need to close here. So we are done with the code. After that, as I've explained before, that a code must not just remain as a code, it must be an invoice. Remember, we want to make money here. Okay, so when you want to convert the quotation into an invoice, sorry about that. So now when you want to convert this quotation to an invoice, you click here, and then from then you're going to be presented with this screen. Then the first part of the screen, it tells you the sum total of the quotation, and then the method of payment. How is it gonna be paid? Is it gonna be paid cash or with a card? If with a card, the reference, maybe the, let's say if somebody paid with a card and there's a receipt from the speed point or from that machine, and then you will check the number there, whatever unique number that represent that transaction, and then you will type it here. If it's EFT, if it's cardless, maybe any other form of cardless payment, then you click there. Let's say for now it was paid cash, and then from then, if it's a full payment, you click here. It's just gonna put this 355 here, and then if obviously it's 200, you can just type 200 and whatever. So at the moment, if it's full payment, suppose we don't have this next payment date, but however, if maybe it's not a full payment, just like here it's 200, here you just put the date, when is the customer gonna pay, like the amount, so that the salesperson can come and check. And I'm not sure if it's the salesperson or debt collector. I'm not sure about that, since I'm not an accounting specialist, but whoever responsible for collecting the company's money will come and check and see that, oh, okay, I have to collect this cash during the day. Also, the system in the future, it will remind you that you've got the money to collect from your customers, and then you can make notes also. I'm very high on notes. This comes from my printing background, because with printing, it has got a lot of stages, and each and every stage is not like a retail. You just sell a product and that's it. You'll find out that each and every stage, when I'm printing business card, there are some things that I need to make note of before I sign off this job to maybe to another stage. Maybe the client said to me, I must leave the artwork as it is, I must not touch it. I need to make notes on that, so that the person who will be issuing out the business card, when the client is saying why the business card is like this, at least that person, even if I'm not there, they can see on my notes that this is what you asked for. So that's why you can see here I've got some notes somewhere drilled into my systems. However, this is another feature that I'm not sure I'm excited about. As I've told you that I'm from graphic designing and print production, print manager, and also applying the ISO 900 ISO certification and all those things. So this idea came about from that. After I'm done with the invoice, obviously now it's not just only an invoice, but it's after I'm done with an invoice, now it translates to a job. I conceived this idea a long time ago. I attempted to do it with Visual Basic, which is, it was a desktop application then. Back then I had zero knowledge about website and web application, about PHP. It was zero. I attempted to do it with Visual Basic, Visual Studio as a desktop application. So after we are done with the invoice, now this is a job. So also the system will track the jobs that are done. So I mean that as soon as it's being paid, that means it's a job. So let's say the job name, let's make it Matthew 2023 now. I hope I won't forget that name. Okay, Matthew 2023 now. And then from then we will say this is the person who's gonna be responsible for the job. Maybe this is gonna be the designer or whoever who's gonna be responsible for doing the job. And here we're gonna put the due date. When is the job due? And then from then, obviously, here are my notes again. You are required to do blah 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 blah. The idea behind this system is not just an accounting system, but I like systems that I'm not sure, informational, and they are production driven. Just like in coding, we encourage like loose coupling, not tight coupling of your layers and your objects, so that they can be standalone. Also, I'm driven by that principle here. I like a system that help employees or help the company to have plug and play employees, so that the intelligence could be embedded into the system rather than the knowledge of the employees. So as you can see here, I can explain to the person who's gonna do whatever the job, the task may be. Let's say it's a graphic designer. I can explain to the graphic designer that, okay, you can find the client email here, you can find the attachment here, you can find the PDF here, this is what the client is looking for, and then I will save. At the moment, I'm not confident about this module, if it's working. I'm not confident about it, but I'm sure on the old code it works. So here, if maybe it breaks or it doesn't work, please select one of the radio button options. Okay, what is it saying? Job. Oh, okay, the priority of the job, is it normal, is it high, is it ASAP? If the customer want it now, then the person who's gonna do it must know that this job must be done now, so that they can prioritize. Let me just quickly check. Obviously this one breaks because this is the one that I'm refactoring, I'm changing things. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna create an invoice from this module, and we're gonna quickly check it on the job ticket side. Okay, where were we are on code list. Okay, as you can see that this part, this one is that old code that is not clean. As you can see that it breaks, it's not formal. I'm working on this code. These are the things that I really want you to see. How am I gonna fix it, and what goes on behind the scene. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna use the old code which was working. Okay, I want to scroll down. Okay, do the same thing, come here, this one, what happened? Okay, in this one I can't create the invoice. Okay, that's not a problem, I'm busy working on a code. So the idea here is, when you are done here, you just click here, and then this will create a job card when you click save. So it will also create a job card, and then where are you going to look at the list of job cards? So at this point in time, the system can save an invoice. It has got a quotation, and then now it has got an invoice, but from the invoice then another, let's say, document emerged, which is a job ticket. So this is the job ticket. Obviously this refactored version doesn't show the job ticket, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to an old one and show you the job ticket part of the code. This is what you really deal with coding. As soon as you touch something, the other one breaks and the other one breaks. But now I'm at a stage where I'm applying all the principles that will make my code unbreakable. So meaning that when you are designing a class, make sure that I think this one is the open close principle. You make your class open for extension, but closed for modification, meaning that you cannot go back and edit it, but you can extend it. So those are the things that I'm implementing here, hence I'm jumping from this code to that one and this code to that one. But now you're gonna be part of it. I'm gonna release the videos, you're gonna see what I've done and how I've improved it. So let's just click job ticket. This part for the job ticket, it breaks here on the refactored version, but on the old version it works. So let's talk about quick about the open close principle from the solid principle, because it solves this issue. The open close states that your objects, your classes must be closed for modification but open for extension. So when you are done creating your own class, you code it, you design it in such a way that you won't touch it again, but you allow an option or a technique for extending it. So it's like the plug and play. It's like a puzzle. You will just fit something, whatever that you want to do, whatever change that you want to do, you will just extend it instead of changing it, because once you change it, your code will break. So that's why here I'm moving, jumping from the refactored code to an old code. It's simply because as I'm working on it, it has got a lot of errors. So that's what I'm fixing now. I'm making it like solid and rock solid so that it can adhere to the solid principle. So this job ticket part, we can take a look at it here on the old code. So as you can see that these are my job tickets that come from those invoices, because now they are paid jobs. So that means we've got a responsibility to finish their job. So the person who will be doing the jobs, they can come here and check their jobs. So this job has got some sort of like 80 days here, and this one has got 23 days, still green, and this one has got like I think it's -2 days like overdue. It's this is the idea here. So it might happen that I haven't like implemented it properly. I need to fix some things, but this is the idea here, so that you can see a job, how long it has been here. So when you click on a job, then you can change the job status as you are working on it. Like you can change the job status as you are working on it. And also this is the brief of the job. Let's say I'm gonna work on this job. Let's check this one, the one that has got maybe a meaningful brief: to be continued next time. That's not meaningful enough. Okay, yes, please check the email and search for Phakama at Gmail. Download the logo and redesign. Use blue and white colors. So this is a meaningful brief. So this is the idea behind the job ticket. In real life, this system is gonna have some sort of features. So this job ticket part is gonna be something that the client get on a certain package. There will be an accounting system, which is the normal package, normal accounting system. But then somebody will say that, look, I'm running a design agency, I think I need maybe a silver package of the system that comes with a job card module or a job ticket. I think it can help me. So it's gonna be something like that. And then going back, let me go to the refactored code. So this one it's a refactored code, as you can see. Then also I can log out, don't mind about the green thing there. Then I can log out and log in again. So this is the system, the imperfect system, the one that I want to show you everything about it. I will show you the code, the design patterns, my planning around it. For instance, as you can see from quotation to, let me just quickly show you here. As you can see that there is some sort of a state pattern that I think I can use just by looking at the system. We start from here, we create a quotation, but from the quotation we can create an invoice. That's a new state. And then from an invoice I can generate a job ticket. That's another state. So I'm just having a hunch that I'm somehow down the production process, I will use a state design pattern somewhere here, because as you can see that there is a quotation, then from quotation there is invoice, and then from invoice there is job ticket. And also what makes me confident that I will use a state pattern, as you can see that you can't just jump to, even though you can jump from quotation to invoice, yes, that's possible, but however you can see that it's sequential. It's this and that. However, you cannot just jump straight to a job ticket without an invoice. However, when you are here on invoice, it doesn't some sort of force you to create a code. Sometimes you'll find somebody who's gonna say that, look, I'm confident, let's say I want a graphic, a logo. I want a logo and you charge 1,200. I want it. So am I gonna create a code for that person and then after a code and create an invoice? To me, that's a double work. I can just create straight an invoice from that. So that is it for now. So I will start with the user interface tutorial, get into HTML, CSS, the technique, how I've done it. Also, I will include the design aspect of it when I was designing this logo. So in this series, I'm gonna show you everything as I'm developing it, the challenges that I'm facing, what I'm struggling with, so that you and I can also learn from the coding. Otherwise, that is it for me, Matthew Msingati. If you feel like this video has added value to you, please subscribe. See you on my next video.